The GA2100 has only been around since 2019, but it feels like a model that's been around since the early days since G-Shock first launched. Its popularity is due to its thinner form factor compared to other G-Shocks and its non-polarizing design, making it accessible to more people. Another reason is the sheer volume of variants within the range, and it seems like a new colorway or design is launched every month. June 2024 is no exception because during this month they released the most interesting variant so far. Getting a hold of the GA2100 MNG or Manga at retail price was not an easy task. It was advertised as coming soon on the GShock UK and Ireland website, but there was no specific date as to when it would be released. They did have an option to enter your email address to be notified, but that email never arrived. Then one morning I noticed that the buy now option was enabled, and so I clicked on it and was immediately placed into a queue. At one point there were over 300 others before me, and so I wondered whether the watches would run out before I had a chance to buy. And there was no indication of how much was left in inventory. Then after about half an hour of waiting, I was given the chance to complete the purchase. I got the GA2100 MNG-2A, which is the blue model, and the other choice was the GA2100 MNG-2A, which is the white version. I don't know whether there was a limit as to how many you could buy, but I was relieved to get just one. After only an hour or so of being on sale, they had all sold out. And they had only 349 of each model available and was now discontinued. I wouldn't be surprised though if there were future releases with the manga theming on other models. My bet would be on the DW6900 as it has strong outlines and would lend itself very well to the manga theming. Let's start off this review with the negatives, and that for me is the packaging. I'm used to G-Shocks coming in tins for international models and a strong box for JDM watches. And special edition models came with special edition packaging. The GA2100 Manga is supposed to be a special edition model, and yet it was packaged in a thin cardboard box within a cardboard box. It kind of takes away from the sense of occasion, and the only concession to it being a special release are the printed graphics on the outside. I haven't read any news as to whether G-Shocks are no longer being shipped in tins, but my previous two G-Shocks also arrived in cardboard boxes. Please write your comments if you have any news on this. There's no complaining about the watch though, and the initial impressions, even when still in the box, is that the colours and the theming really pops. And when worn on the wrist, it looks even better. To coincide with the theming, G-Shock have drawn black lines on the dial and strap in order to mimic the two-dimensional appearance of manga art. I think that this has ironically given it more of a three-dimensional appearance though, because you can now see the sunken appearance of the chapter ring more clearly. The black dots are a tribute to comic books in the 1960s era and were used as a cost-effective method of shading and providing colour on printed pages. On the dial itself, the hand that is used for the day indicator has been replaced by a speech bubble, which is a fun touch, and the standard black hand used for the minutes has been replaced by one that's coloured red. On the back there is a steel case plate that's held down by 4 screws, and there's an engraving of a katana character that literally says Don. This roughly translates to kapow or a similar sound effect. Standard GA2100s have an engraving of the carbon core guard, in which carbon fibre is used to provide the shock absorption for the case, but don't worry, this is still present in the manga. And they've also kept the same quick release mechanism used for the strap. The material used for the crystal is mineral glass, but the strap and bezel now use a bio-based resin instead of the standard resin. It feels soft and almost rubbery and is very comfortable to wear. This is one of those rare cases in which the more environmentally friendly material feels superior to the standard material. The strap buckle is made of steel and has Casioak Japan embossed on it, denoting the fact that it's made in Japan. I suspect that most people that are interested in getting this watch will be primarily interested in the look of the watch, and the white version is more true to the theming, as manga books are primarily printed in black and white. However, the watch is not just all show and no go, as you get 200 meters of water resistance, a 3-year battery, world time, stopwatch, countdown timer, alarm and hourly signal. The LCD display is small, but the bonus is that the dot matrix display does show the full names of the cities when used in world time mode. Once every 12 hours, the hands can get in the way of the LCD display, but a quick button press will move them out the way should you need to see the display. The hands are covered in Neo Bright, which is Casio's proprietary loom, and being honest is not very good. Thankfully, the Super Illuminator backlight is good and can be set to turn on for either 1.5 seconds or for 3 seconds. If you missed your chance to get the GA2100 Manga, you'll now need to turn to the grey market. Unfortunately, some sellers are posting prices well above the original £139 retail price. Thanks very much folks, I appreciate you watching and I'll catch you next time.